If I've said it once, I've said it 20 times. Choosing between Medicare Advantage and Medigap is complicated stuff. Unfortunately, what we have in the press, what we have in the news, are only negative. That's the way that our society goes. In today's video, let's take a look at a recent article and what I don't like about it, how it misleads you. That doesn't mean that the conclusion is wrong, the statements of fact are wrong. It does, however, leave the wrong impression regarding the choice between Medigap and Medicare Advantage.
We do not offer every plan available in your area. Currently, we represent approximately 15 organizations which offer over 100 products nationwide. Please contact Medicare.gov, 1-800-MEDICARE, or your local state health insurance program, SHIP, to get information on all of your options.
So here it is, Kaiser Family Foundation Health News, January, meaning it was last month. Older Americans say they feel trapped in Medicare Advantage plans. So, book in the far left corner, upper left-hand corner, the new edition out, already goes through a lot of details about how and why you would make a choice between Medicare Advantage and Medigap. You can see a lot of videos that I've made here on this channel, talking about different aspects of the changes that are inevitable to Medicare Advantage, since its very nature is that it's an annual contract. Again, annual contract. If you just understand this, you can understand that every piece of information, coverage, benefits, price can change every year. And they will. That is inevitable. So here we go. This article talks about the fact that this person was signed up for a Medicare Advantage plan, and then who's now 76, and then made economic sense then to sign up. And his decision was great for a while. So then we've got a family history of melanoma. And then, for example, then you would happen to this particular Medicare Advantage plan, and the fact that he wants to switch, now wants to switch back to a traditional government-administered Medicare, but he can't, and he's not alone. This fact is true. Of course it's true. When you're first turning on your Medicare Part B, you have open enrollment into Medigap. You can freely choose between Medigap and Medicare Advantage. The window to do so does not stay open forever. The reason for today's video is the use of the word trapped. That they feel trapped. My explanation to you, the bottom line, is that this board looks similar to this board. These pieces don't move the same way as these pieces. The rules of engagement, the rules of where the different pieces can move are different. And I'm not trying to make light or make jokes about the fact of someone's health and your financial well-being are games. My real point here is that there are rules, they're written down, and everyone follows them. It is not the carriers who have any leeway into changing the rules or changing the rules of acceptance. They are handed down to them by the federal government. They are enforced at the state level. I have no choice. In other words, as a producer, I have no choice. I have to direct people as openly, as clearly as can be, so that this doesn't happen. And the reason it doesn't happen is because the implication is known to them. Very good example. I have a family history of melanoma. The issue here is this is one of the inputs as you are considering the rules between chess and checkers. One of the implications is that once the window for Medigap is closed, it remains closed. You would have to live in a separate location. There are only 4 states. This article isn't wrong by fact. right? In other words, it will tell you here, it's also in Maximize Your Medicare, which is that these 4 states, if you live in one of these 4 states, you can enter into Medigap irrespective of a pre-existing condition. Also keep in mind that if you live in these 4 states, that your price is not the same as in the other states. Of course not. Why? Because if at 76, this particular person lived in one of these 4 states, what do they naturally do? They choose the cheapest plan while they're not sick, and then they switch to Medigap at the higher cost the moment they find out that they will require healthcare services. And everyone does it, as that would make complete rational sense. There's no question that this person, cannot switch. He's not going to be able to switch if he has malignant melanoma. No, that's correct. Every carrier will reject him unless he lives in those 4 locations. That is true. That all said, those rules are known in advance. In other words, the chess pieces move differently than the checkers. We should not presume you are playing checkers if you are actually playing chess. And to a 10-year-old child, this makes common sense. Everyone knows this. And yet what ends up happening is people, candidly speaking, they underestimate the importance of thinking through this type of situation and then attaching a price to it. That's why I always say that when you're considering health insurance, you are considering a financial contract. There are going to be terms, there are going to be conditions written by well-paid law firms. They're not going to be wrong. In addition to that, the carriers who deploy these law firms, right, they're going to follow regulations as stated. Absolutely, they will. My role here is to reflect what those rules are so that you understand them in advance, so that you don't presume that all of these chess pieces or all of these pieces move in the same way. They simply don't. I'd love to tell you it's going to get easier. It's not. 2024, the year that more people will turn 65 Medicare eligible than any year in U.S. history. Short video here today. Hope you like and subscribe to this channel. Be sure to also hit the notification bell so you can be told when further updates are here on the Maximize Your Medicare channel. Thanks.